Let's be honest, we've all at times pushed the line when it comes to driving etiquette, whether that's nudging your opponent off the track and accidentally overtaking them, or weaving down the straight to try and break the toe. But did you know that there are ways to cheat on F1 22 and get away with it? Yeah, no, me neither. Now, I'm not saying you should use these online, but until the game developers fix these loopholes, I suppose you're free to use them. However, I would suggest not using them in league racing because you're probably going to get punished. Now picture this, you're on the starting grid, the lights have gone out and you get away, but everybody's overtaking you into turn one time and time again. No matter what you do, you never get a good start. Well, there is a way to guarantee yourself the best start of everybody in your lobby. As soon as you get onto the grid, pause the game. This will put you into AI mode, giving you those overpowered starts that AI always seem to have in career mode. Now sit back, relax, and watch your car overtake half the field, or even get 1 second clear before the first corner. But make sure you unpause before turn one, otherwise you'll undo all that hard work that AI has done for you. Have you ever sped into the pit lane or driven so slowly into the pits to avoid this that you've been overtaken by your rival? Well, thanks to this next trick, you can avoid that altogether. And it's a pretty simple hack that is rather effective. Go to your assist page and turn pit assist on. Now you can watch your car go from 200 miles an hour to 60 in the blink of an eye, without encountering any of those pesky speeding penalties and gaining those valuable seconds. This will work better on some circuits than on others, and there will be circuits where this doesn't work at all, like Australia, Saudi, Spain, Azerbaijan, Austria, Hungary, Belgium, Zandvoort, Japan, USA, Brazil, Abu Dhabi, and China. And finally, do make sure you don't do this behind somebody else, because it's not going to work out for either of you.
Oh, no.
If, like most people, you struggle to navigate your way around Monaco and always find yourself at the back in open lobbies, well, this next tip's for you. You want to start off by checking the damage settings before the race, and you can do this by checking out the whole lobby settings in the menu screen. And if damage is off, then, well, wall riding is about to become your new best friend. There are various corners around Monaco where you can use the outside barrier to carry more momentum to gain time on your rivals and even overtake them. Mastering this, though, can take a little bit of practice, because if you hit the barriers at the wrong angle, it's gonna have the opposite effect. And this only works at Monaco. If you try and do it at any other circuits, you're either gonna lose time or get penalties, and it's just not worth it. It's always been said that the more frames per second or FPS that you have, the better you're going to be able to perform. That's because your gameplay will run a lot smoother with a higher FPS, allowing your reactions to be sharper. But what if I told you that for the F1 games, this was in fact the opposite? You see, lowering the FPS of your own game can actually alter the physics of the game itself and change how your car handles the curbs. The best example of this is the second chicane in Monza. Now, somebody running a lot higher FPS is going to have to avoid the big red sausage curb on the inside of that apex. Otherwise, they're probably going to be sent to space. Now let's compare that to somebody who is running at 60 FPS or lower. Now they can just run straight over that little red curb like it's not even there. Just be prepared though, if you are going to use this, for your game to look like total crap from now on. Now, what's the easiest way to gain time on everybody else? Corner cutting, right? Well, Hayden, you're going to get a penalty for corner cutting. Wrong. Well, you're right, but you're also wrong at the same time. Let me explain. And once again, this comes down to how the lobby is set up. Obviously, if you're in a no rules lobby, that means you can fly straight over the corners, cut whichever ones you want, and nothing's going to happen to you. But even reduced corner cutting can be super lenient at certain parts of certain tracks, where you can cut whole corners and get away with it. This should only be done as a way to gain time on your rivals and not a way to actually overtake the car ahead, because you are going to run the risk of having to give that place back. Now, with strict corner cutting, this becomes even harder, because if you even go 1 millimeter off the circuit, that pesky little exceeding track limits warning is gonna come and get you. So how do we get around this? Well, we have 2 warnings, and then on the 3rd one, we get a penalty. So if you're in a race and you've got 0 warnings, first of all, well done you, but you aren't quite close enough to go for the overtake at the end of the race, what you can do is you can use those 2 warnings, maybe cut some corners, exceed some track limits to get closer to your rival so you're able to overtake them before the end of the race. Just make sure you don't get that 3rd one. And those are a handful of ways that you can cheat on F1 22 and get away with it. If you have any other ideas on how to cheat on F1 22, leave them in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe, and check out the 2 other videos right here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.